Hi, friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to a midweek episode of Real Housewives of Moto. This is episode 7. Look at me rocking and rolling. There was too many things this week for us to not chat. So we are in between the Supercross and the Motocross seasons. Thankfully, we have an F1 race to keep our Moto love alive. I don't know if any of you guys are F1 lovers as well, but we'll get to that. There's a little bit of crossover this week. Expected crossover. But yeah, just between the two seasons, it always seems like it's so long between Supercross and Motocross. So long, guys. It's like 2 weeks. So wanted to chat about some of the things that came out this week to get us through until the gate drops at Paula. So first big thing that we teased, F1 crossover with Supercross, Lando Norris. Good old Lando in number 4. I realized, okay, we're clearly big Chase Sexton fans here and Lando Norris fans. So apparently we're fans of modern number 4. I'll say that. So Lando turns up for press day in not only Deegan merch, the Danger merch, but the mugshot merch. And I was just dying. Like at first I was like, no way, this is real. And then like the actual like F1 outlets were reporting it because I follow like a lot of content creators in the F1 space. And I was like, all right, it's real. Like way to go, Deegan camp. I'm sure there is workings behind the scenes. The Deegan camp is just a marketing machine, but I was really excited to see that because I love F1 and I love anytime we can get extra eyeballs on dirt bikes. So that was really exciting. So kudos to the Deegan camp. Kudos to the Lando camp. I had said on Instagram that I miss Daniel Ricciardo. Danny Rick, give me Danny Rick. I just think he's the best. And he loves Moto. Which I also think is hilarious because he says that he's too scared of the big bikes. So he has like a little like 150 or something. And I'm like, you're scared of the big bikes, but you would ride around in like a rocket ship at like 200 miles an hour. So it just kills me. So anyhow, I was like, what? What if Danny Ricciardo would come back, just buy a Supercross team, because he wants to do that, and then employs all of the Australians and all the Aussies, which right now would be like Hunter and Jet Lawrence and Cole Davies. Like, how fun would that team be? So I know it's a pipe dream, but let a girl dream. So that was really cool. Love seeing the crossover. Good job, guys. Speaking of the Aussies, Jet has a new merch drop coming, which specifically has like a female nod to it, a female line. So excited about that. They were shooting it this week and I kind of following along. So that will be exciting. I had said a couple weeks ago when I was talking about merch, I love good rider merch. Like if you have crappy merch, like come on, like it's 2025, like get better merch. I just ordered, Maddie and Cameron McAdoo. I got merch from them. Well done merch is just chef's kiss. So Jet has always like killed it in the merch game. Like whoever's doing it, good job. Kudos. So this next drop looks legit. I will be looking at it. I have the Alpine Stars Jet t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt from like 2 years ago. And I love it. So yay for merch. Jet also Jet, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Also, I didn't turn our thumbs up things off. So if you're watching this, you can just see little thumbs up bubbles. But Jet, if you missed it, changed his profile picture a couple times this week, sir. And the first one I saw it and I was like, no way he's doing that. Like, no way. It was like the little French bulldog standing up and it's like, it's a meme image. It's poking fun at maybe body types like that. And then he changed his profile pic to Gru from Minions. And like, I'm a mom and my kids love Minions. And I had said a long time ago that I think that Gru looks like Lucas Myrtle. And I'm like, no, that is not what he's doing here. And we all know the Myrtle drama, like the lawsuits, all that Wasserman. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. But I posted it because I was like, Chat, I see what you're doing. And someone in the Lawrence camp confirmed I was correct. So someone very close to them who would know confirmed it. So Jet has now since changed his profile picture back to something more normal, less trolly, boring, dare I say. But I saw what he was doing there. It was funny. I'm not jealous of Lucas Myrtle and the hot water that he is in. But if you haven't seen them, I think I have them in my highlights. I'll have to go back and look, but if not, I'll put them in our Instagram stories because I was like, this is too funny regardless if it's a dig at Myrtle or not. So that was fun. Other big news that were coming out: Levi Kitchen has a contract extended with Kawi for 2 more years. Yay! I know that things around Kawi right now with Seth missing out on the 250 championship in the East is just a bummer. We're gutted for them, but good to see that Levi is extending with them. I think he's a great fit there, so kudos. Also, Levi's mom did a lovely interview on another female-led podcast, so go check that out if you guys are seeing that floating around the interwebs. I really enjoyed it, so anytime we can get more moms in the moto sphere, I'm here for it. Chase, we're hearing, still has not signed anywhere. Heard kind of whispers that he wants to see like what's happening with KTM's financial state. As we all know, KTM's not in the best place financially. And that will be at the end of the month, I think, is kind of their cutoff date. So Chase still hasn't signed. That's a big domino that hasn't fallen yet. And then Lewis Phillips also reporting that Eli is not going to be on a Yamaha. So what does that mean? Like, does that mean Eli goes to KTM? Does that mean Eli goes to Ducati? We don't know yet. Either way, I'm here for it. Like, give me all the silly season drama. It's wild that like we're 2 weeks out from motocross and we still have major players in the silly season domino falling to yet to fall. So that is exciting. So we will report back on that. Other things dropping this morning: Malcolm Stewart having his own FXR gear line in conjunction with some of his like fishing world stuff, which I think is honestly like such a perfect match. I think even if you go back to like Malcolm's amateur days, like he's like, I just want to fish, and he said it this year, even like, you know, he got the first win in Tampa and he's like, I'm gonna go buy me a boat. So like I love it. The company name is 27th Parallel, which I was like, yeah, it's got to be Haines City, and so I like looked it up on a map, like longitude, latitude. It's Haines City. I think that's really cool. I think it's a nod to like their home. I love 27. It's his number, which made me kind of want to look up like where I'm in Dallas-ish, and it made me want to look up like Dallas or maybe Tallahassee, my roots, and be like, can I build a brand around my longitude, my latitude coordinates, whatever. Anyhow, I'm not that cool. So kudos to Malcolm. I think that's really cool. I don't know what that means for working with his brother and working with Seven. It is a mid-season switch for him, but they're brothers, so I can only assume that like this is just, you know, continuing to build the Stewart brand. So I would like to think there's no drama there. Have not heard otherwise, but I think it's really cool. So go check out Malcolm's Instagram if you haven't seen it yet. Good job, Mook. Other things this week, I shared this on our Instagram too. Deano was giving a Swap Moto Live Instagram or interview, and God bless Deano. He was talking about gear falling off, like his pants, you know, breaking and gear falling off and his butt being out. And I was just thinking back to Deano's wreck where he got what punctured his butt? I think it was a foot peg. I think it was like a really sharp foot peg, but punctured his butt. And, you know, everybody had like the worst commentary just about like ripped him a new butthole. And I mean, like, seriously, it could have been bad. But I remember seeing that on the broadcast and just being like, oh my gosh, like what did we just see on live TV? But, gosh, poor Dean, like his knees are shot to crap. Like we all know that the dude has some gnarly injuries, but then this one, I was like, he has the worst luck with his booty. He has ass luck. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. This is, you know, stream of consciousness. This is what comes from my brain when I'm interacting with the moto world. So you're welcome. Last but not least, I was so excited this morning. This is how you know, like I'm not in the moto media. I'm truly just a fan. But the 722 Adam and Tignap followed us this morning, and I am so stinking happy. Like that just, I love the Intignat brothers. I love track talkers. I love Adam. I sent a screenshot of like the, you know, 722 followed you, and I sent it to kind of like my moto hype group, and we got talking. We were like, can you imagine if Adam was in the booth? And I was like, I said that, and I said, can you imagine if we had Adam in the booth and we have Weege with Adam? Because I'm not commentating on the other stuff. We're not going to touch that. And we all know what Weege sounds like when he gets hyped. Like he gets real yelly, he gets real turned, which I love. But can you imagine the both of them in the booth just like losing their minds? Like the booth would explode. So I'm here for that. Like I was gonna make shirts that said I made one, but that said Blair C and Cirillo like 2025 before we knew that, you know, AC was going to Race Day Live with JB, and we put DB in the booth. So now maybe I need to make Intignap Weed shirts. So am I off base on that? I'm sure there's going to be haters that are like, no, it'd be too much. Like, yeah, it would be a lot. Like nobody's saying it wouldn't be. It would be a lot, but I think it would be a lot in all the right ways. So let me know what you guys think about that. this was just a few fun things that were floating around the industry this week. We were not bored this week, I shall say. Maybe this time next week, we're just, going to be chomping at the bit. But we're rolling around into the outdoors and I cannot wait. Like I cannot remember, at least in modern times, listen to me, like I'm like 80 years old, having a field this stacked. I mean, I know we say it every year. I was actually looking back to like when we had that like Who's Next campaign, which was, I think was 2020 or 2015 or 2016. I can't remember. But this outdoor season, if we have Jet, Eli, Hunter, like all of them back at peak performance, you've got Cooper and Chase coming off things, although we don't really know what Cooper's doing. I for one, when he was saying that, the wrist is as bad as it is, that he was going to go get surgery. But then like Monday, he posted that he was doing outdoor training, and Mariah, his wife, posted that he was still, on the track at like 6:30. So I'm like, they want us to know that he's training for outdoors. So maybe he's going to get it mid-season. I don't know. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I am here for the stacked field, was my point. So hope you guys are liking the podcast. Please let me know what you think. I love constructive criticism. If you see my snapback post, I don't like the nasty male energy. Like that can go. So, but give us a follow at Real Housewives of Moto on Instagram and subscribe to the podcast if you have not already. And we will be back next week, likely with our Motocross versus Supercross explanation. If you're an expert on motocross, like just keep on walking. You don't gotta listen to that episode, because this is one that we've had many conversations with like wives of fans who are just now getting into the sport and being like, wait, how is it different? And so we're gonna explain that. I'm going to do a little bit of recap on kind of the riders and things like that going into it, and past champions, because really the record books of motocross championships and supercross championships, they don't always line up. So that'll be something we're going to speak to next week, and yeah, it'll be a good one. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed this one, and you will hear me in your ears soon.